You've heard about blockchain, but how can it be used in everyday situations other than for cryptocurrencies? If you have not seen the first video explaining what a blockchain is, I suggest you watch it first, and I'll link to it above. In this video, we'll look at current and potential applications in many different industries such as healthcare, energy, real estate, and government, just to name a few. Let's dive in. Let's look at why blockchains are so useful in our society and how that would work. A blockchain is made up of multiple transactions, each including fields of information. You can use blockchain to store information in a tamper-proof way. You can also use blockchain to combine financial transactions with a contract, thereby providing a way to safely exchange ownership rights within minutes. Ethereum is a blockchain that offers the ability to add more information to each transaction. Let's start by looking at blockchain in healthcare. You can manage electronic health records securely. You can restrict access to records to only certain healthcare providers. You can record patient consent forms. You can trace the drugs of medicine used. You can ensure the integrity of data when conducting clinical trials. Within the finance sector, blockchain can eliminate a situation where you have a single point of failure. It facilitates the capital market by decreasing settlement times. It helps digitization of processes and workflows, reducing operational risks of fraud. And it supports digitization or tokenization of assets and financial instruments, making them much easier to manage and trade. I just want to give you a bit of context regarding the central bank digital currencies, or CBDCs, that I mentioned in the previous video. And that is that CBDCs are also a programmable currency, just like cryptocurrencies are. But the difference is that with CBDCs, there's one central organization that controls everything, whilst with cryptocurrency, no one has control. And if they start putting in weird rules like we're going to delete your crypto holdings, people are going to run as fast as they can. So in both cases, the underlying technology is similar, but with CBDCs, you have a single point of control over them, and with cryptocurrencies, there's no control. When it comes to managing energy, blockchain can manage sustainability targets by tracing the source of all the energy that's being provided and used. It can collate distributed data on resources, in other words, which provider has what type of energy that can be used at any time. And it can revolutionize access to capital via tokens to increase investment opportunities in projects that address environmental challenges. So instead of the big companies only being able to invest in certain projects, those can be tokenized into many small little pieces, and you can buy a small piece of that. Within the global supply chain system, blockchain can offer transparency into the origin of consumer goods. For instance, it would stop illegal mining by child labor. It will provide accurate asset tracking, for instance, by stopping mislabeling of produce such as seafood, and also by halving the cost of transport. And blockchain will also enhance the licensing of services, products, and software that will thereby reduce counterfeits and fraud. If you have bought a house, you know how much legal papers are required, such as mortgage contracts with the banks and the registration of the property with your local council. These are two areas where adding the contract to the blockchain will store the information to the transaction within minutes instead of months, and the ownership cannot be tampered with. Here are more ways how blockchain can be used. Digital assets can represent real-world assets such as real estate, as I mentioned before, but also real estate funds and revenue streams and governance rights, and many more different types of assets. Blockchain can also help with the fractionalization of ownership, expanded access to global markets. You'll be able to purchase a percentage of an expensive building as an asset rather than having to purchase the whole building. It will also provide increased liquidity and democratize the access to real estate investment opportunities. Within the retail space, blockchain can address long-standing industry challenges for luxury goods. It can confirm the origination details, reduce counterfeit goods, offer supply chain transparency, and eliminate money laundering. If you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe. It will help others just like you find this video. Blockchain offers a unified, interoperable, and tamper-proof infrastructure, and it acts as a login system without companies requiring access to your data. It protects against identity theft. It encrypts your personal data. And it provides each person with greater sovereignty over their own data. I would like to mention at this point that this is very different to the digital identity systems that governments want to roll out globally. Similar to the CBDCs that might have a similar technology, with the digital identity system belonging to the government, they will control all your data. What I'm talking about here is a system where no one controls your data except you. Within education, record keeping of all your degrees, certificates, diplomas will make it easier to use as a store of all your educational qualifications. All credentials become digital and cannot be lost. The system is under the learner's control, so it's not necessarily the school, it's your system where you store all your credentials. There's no need for third-party verification because the blockchain verifies the certificates. In addition, learners can check on the accreditation of educational institutions. They can verify the qualifications that the institution is allowed to teach. We all would love to see some transparency in government. This would be possible if the tax collection and the spending is put onto a blockchain. You would be able to trace exactly where your specific tax money was spent on which service. It would build trust, improve accountability, increase responsiveness and efficiency, reduce cost, and create high-performing government functions and lead to more secure, agile, and cost-effective structures. When it comes to the insurance industry, the use of blockchain would introduce more automation and tamper-proof audit trails to reduce fraudulent claims, provide timely claim assessment, and streamline data verification, claims processing, and disbursement. In addition, the emerging blockchain ecosystem will itself require some form of insurance. So, for instance, investors are protected from rug pulls, where the project team just abandons the project with all the assets. The legal system will be one of the first industries where blockchain will revolutionize contracts. We will start seeing digitally signed and immutably stored legal agreements, contracts with baked-in compliance, no surprises and no room for misrepresentation, and automatically and transparently managed escrow accounts at a fraction of the cost of the manual labor we have at the moment. When we discuss media, we look at intellectual rights on all forms of media, such as art, music, content creation of any kind. Blockchain will reduce piracy and fraud, confirm ownership of intellectual property, clarify copyright conditions, and fractionalize the ownership of art. Including the IP on a blockchain also provides a community with a mechanism for supporting their favorite artists and musicians. Blockchain in capital markets will unlock easier, cheaper, and faster access to capital. It enables peer-to-peer trading, faster and transparent clearing, reduced costs, decreased counterparty risks, and streamlining of auditing and compliance. In this video, we looked at many applications within several industries where applying blockchain technology would solve a lot of problems that we have currently. I hope you now have an understanding how practical blockchain technology can be. Firstly, the way blockchain transactions are tamper-proof, and secondly, how you can attach a contract to a financial transaction. In the next video, we'll look at decentralized finance. What is it, and where can you trade cryptocurrencies? I look forward to seeing you there.